why your brain believes dumb stuff, and how to outsmart it without a tinfoil hat. Your brain is a gullible goblin with Wi-Fi. You like to think you're logical, that you see the truth, that you make informed choices. But let's be honest, you believe horoscopes when they're flattering. You trust 2-second TikToks more than your own doctor. And somewhere in your phone is a screenshot of that one quote that confirmed your entire worldview, even though it was typed in Comic Sans on a Minions meme. Here's the real kicker. Your brain doesn't want the truth. It wants to feel right. It's not built for accuracy. It's built for speed, safety, and whatever makes your ego purr like a judgmental cat. But don't worry, we're gonna fix that. Welcome to Critical Thinking 101, the skill that separates thinking adults from human parrots in Patagonia vests. Let's unstupid our brains, one brutally honest tip at a time. Tip 1. Confirmation bias is just brain Google with safe search on. Your brain? It Googles everything. But instead of asking what's true, it types in, why I'm totally right and everyone else is a crusty potato. That's called confirmation bias, the tendency to only look for info that agrees with you and aggressively ignore anything that makes you uncomfortable. And you all do it. Yes, even the smart ones. Especially the smart ones. They just do it with bigger words and more smugness. Fix it like this. Next time you're 100% sure about something, politics, health, pineapple on pizza, Google the exact opposite of what you believe. Force your brain to touch grass. Make it uncomfortable. Let it squirm in the presence of logic it doesn't like. It's not about flipping sides. It's about proving you're not just the loudest person in your own echo chamber. Tip 2. Anecdotes feel true. But so does Taco Bell at 2 a.m. Ever heard someone say, well, I tried it, and it worked. My cousin's friend's dog cured anxiety with kale. One time I walked under power lines and now I can read minds. Anecdotes are seductive little goblins. They're real, emotional, and make you go wow. But scientifically, they're garbage. Emotional, glitter-covered garbage. Why? Because just because something happened doesn't mean it's meaningful. Just because your friend won the lottery doesn't mean buying scratch-offs is a solid retirement plan. So here's your filter. If it only happened once, and there's no data, treat it like gossip, not gospel. You can keep the story. Just don't build your belief system around it. Or you'll end up arguing on Reddit about how crystals cured your dog's depression. Tip 3. Expert doesn't mean correct. It means confident with a microphone. You see someone in a lab coat. They've got a chart, a TED Talk, maybe a neck beard. They say something complicated. You nod like a well-behaved chicken nugget. Wow, they must know what they're talking about. Wrong. Being an expert in something doesn't mean they're right about everything. Your dentist shouldn't be giving stock tips. Your gym bro shouldn't be diagnosing your thyroid. And your uncle who watches conspiracy documentaries at 3 a.m.? He's not just asking questions. He's asking for attention. What to do instead? Don't trust people, trust patterns. Is there consensus across multiple sources? Are their claims falsifiable, testable, repeatable? If not, they're just a dude in a fancy outfit telling you why aliens control Bitcoin. Tip 4. Do your own research is not a personality type. Ah yes, the favorite phrase of people who watched one YouTube video and now think they've unlocked the matrix. I did my own research. Translation? I read 3 articles that already agreed with me. And now I'm ready to ruin every family dinner. Here's the brutal truth. Research is not Googling for 20 minutes with caffeine and rage. It's a skill, a process, a full-time job that includes checking sources, sample sizes, funding bias, and whether that Harvard study was written in a shed. You want to do actual research? Cool. Start by verifying the source of your info. Then trace it back to the original study. Then read that study. Then cry. Then realize you still don't fully understand it. Real research hurts. It's not supposed to confirm your beliefs. It's supposed to break them and rebuild them stronger. So unless you're ready to have your own ideas punched in the face, stick to reading, not researching. Tip 5. Confident people aren't always right. They're just loud, tall, or British. Let's get one thing straight. Your brain loves confidence. It sees a bold, loud, smooth-talking human and immediately thinks, wow, they must be right. Look how calm they are while lying to my face. This is called the confidence heuristic, when you mistake style for substance. And it's why you keep getting life advice from podcast bros named Brad who wear gold chains and say alpha male without irony. Here's the fix. Every time someone speaks with total certainty, ask yourself, what would happen if they were full of crap? Confidence isn't a sign of truth. It's a sign of comfort. And comfort is not a metric for reality. Remember, some of the smartest people doubt themselves constantly. Some of the dumbest people write manifestos. Don't get hypnotized by the volume knob. Tip 6. Your brain is a pattern-addicted squirrel, even when there's no pattern. You see 3 red cars in a row. Something's up. Your horoscope says you'll feel conflicted. You know what? I do feel confused today. You wear your lucky socks to an exam and pass. Science. Congratulations. You've just been played by apophenia, your brain's unhinged desire to find meaning in chaos. Why does this happen? Because in caveman times, false positives kept you alive. Rustling bush equals probably tiger. Wrong 9 times. Embarrassing. Right once. You live. Fast forward to 2025, and now your brain sees signs in YouTube algorithms and moon phases. Here's the truth. Sometimes things are random, unrelated, coincidental. And your brain? It's just scribbling conspiracy charts like it's the CEO of Netflix's new true crime doc. Learn to say, maybe it's nothing, and let that be enough. Otherwise, you'll end up thinking Mercury retrograde is why your Wi-Fi sucks. Tip 7. Your feelings are real. Your conclusions? Mostly drunk. Here's what your brain does. Step 1. Feel emotion. Step 2. Panic. Step 3. Make a narrative to justify the emotion. Step 4. Treat the narrative like cold, hard fact. Example. I feel nervous around this person. They must be shady. Nope. They just have symmetrical eyebrows, and you're projecting daddy issues. This is called emotional reasoning, when your feelings hijack your logic and pretend to be evidence. But here's the kicker. Your emotions are valid, but they are not proof. They're the weather report, not the GPS. So before you burn bridges or quit your job because your gut said so, ask yourself, is this a fact, or just my nervous system trying to save me from awkwardness? Because sometimes your anxiety isn't wise. It's just a drama queen with a megaphone. Tip 8. Vibes are not a research method, unless you're a psychic hamster. Let's talk about vibes, aka your internal compass that goes, this just feels off. The energy here is weird. I don't know why, but no. Now don't get me wrong. Vibes are useful, especially when you're in a sketchy parking garage at midnight. But when it comes to important decisions, they're basically emotional glitter, shiny, sticky, and mostly noise. Why? Because vibes are just your brain scanning your past experiences and slapping a mood on them. Met someone like this before and it ended badly? Bad vibe. Had coffee before this meeting and feel sharp? Good vibe. Totally unscientific. Incredibly biased. And you're using it to choose partners, jobs, cities, and life paths. So the next time you say, I just didn't vibe with it, stop and ask, was that intuition? Or just indigestion and unresolved childhood trauma? Sometimes your vibe is valid. Sometimes it's just low blood sugar. Tip 9. Your brain hates gray areas. It wants saints or villains, not complicated humans. Ever notice how your brain loves categories? She's toxic. He's a genius. This book is life-changing. This book ruined my life. Congratulations, you've been hijacked by black and white thinking, where everything is either amazing or garbage, good or evil, soulmate or walking red flag. Why? Because gray areas require energy. Complexity requires effort. And your brain? It's lazy and wants to sort people like it's playing emotional Tinder. But here's the truth. Most people are contradictions. Most situations are messy. And most truths live in the uncomfortable middle. If someone disappoints you once, it doesn't mean they're a villain. If an idea challenges you, it doesn't mean it's wrong. And if you failed today, it doesn't mean you're doomed forever. Stop demanding clean labels. Start tolerating nuance. Or you'll keep living in a cartoon world where every disagreement feels like betrayal and every success story is a god-tier hero arc. You're not Batman. You're a confused side character trying their best. Embrace it. Tip 10. Your memory is not a hard drive. It's a gossip column with bad grammar. You think you remember things clearly? That you know what you saw? That your memory is a reliable narrator? Buddy, no. Your memory is not a camera. It's a chaotic editor that rewrites the script every time you hit replay. You remember the emotion, not the event. You fill in blanks with assumptions. You forget inconvenient details like your own part in the disaster. Worse, your memories morph to fit your current mood. Feeling guilty today? Past events become way more dramatic. Feeling nostalgic? Suddenly your toxic ex was actually not that bad. Here's the scary truth. Your past isn't real. It's reconstructed, remixed, and often rewritten. So don't base your entire personality on a highlight reel that changes every time you're sad, caffeinated, or lonely. Check your facts. Challenge your flashbacks. And maybe, don't trust that dramatic monologue you gave yourself in the shower. Final thoughts. You can't trust your brain, but you can train it. So here we are. You've learned that your brain seeks comfort, not truth. Loves drama, hates nuance. Remembers vibes, not facts. But gets hypnotized by confidence. And thinks I saw a TikTok counts as peer review. But guess what? That doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human. And humans? We suck by default. But we get better on purpose. Critical thinking isn't a flex. It's survival. It's how you stop being a sponge for nonsense and start becoming a filter for truth. So go out there, poke holes in arguments, question your own ego, punch your assumptions in the teeth, lovingly. And for the love of logic, stop quoting fake Einstein posts on Instagram. Subscribe if your brain is a little dramatic but trying its best. More chaotic brain repair tutorials are coming soon. Here are 10 MS Paint style stick figure scenes for the microphone final thoughts. You are the algorithm segment.